Well, hello, everybody. Morning, afternoon, evening, night on this 12th day of June that we can join together. Many blessings be upon you, and as well, the Lord guide and keeping you always. Today, our reading for a devotion comes from Mark chapter 12, verses 41 through 44. And it states, And he, being Jesus, sat down opposite the treasury and watched the people putting money into the offering box. Many rich people put in large sums. And a poor widow came and put 2 copper coins, very small, which makes a penny. And he called his disciples to him and said to them, Truly I say to you, this poor widow has put in more than all of those who are contributing to the offering box. For they all contributed out of their abundance. But she, out of her poverty, has put in everything she had, all she had to live on. I always take this part of the Bible in this section, and while there's much to talk about the woman's and the widow's offering, I also want to take a second and think about the nature of just being. Jesus took a moment to just be. And in a given point in time, sometimes that's all we have the ability to do. Perhaps maybe for us, our minds are constantly racing. We look to find some solace, some time away from all the things maybe we should be doing. I'm reminded of my wife, thankfully, who reminds me to relax. And for our kids who cut into the busyness of maybe some frivolous tasks in order to watch Sing or Toy Story or to play baseball or do whatever. From our ends, I'm reminded of, especially this week, things keep popping up on our stories of a couple years ago that Lisa and I went to Greece and Turkey. And we embarked on a journey where it seemed like we had no time to simply sit. We retraced the steps of the Apostle Paul. It was a great and wonderful experience, met a lot of wonderful people. But one of the things that I remember is taking that moment to simply be. I'm excited to get to the airport. I was excited to go ahead and fly. I was excited to go ahead and see all this newness. But also I was just sitting and watching. We were in Athens and enjoying time together and just being able to take in the atmosphere. And it was 9 o'clock at night there. And so we figured we had the entire night. Little did we know where we were sitting was a huge hub for a lot of families to essentially come out. And when I mean families, I mean husband, wife, kids that were younger than our kids at that point in time, coming out at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night. It was incredible to see. But we just liked to sit and watch and enjoyed a beverage. We hear the same thing that in this reading, Jesus sat and watched. And I've always made comment, always be mindful when Jesus sits down, for he sees things we cannot. And so I found 3 things that I thought were quite unique regarding this. Jesus sits down first so that he can watch this. And in this giving, it used to be done in secret, and now it's so public in his mind. It had been made a spectacle for people to come and be seen. Look at how much I'm dropping in. It was a signal that something was not right. That's point one. First or second, was remarkable that this woman, this poor woman, this widow, who all that she had, she was giving to them. Again, a great, wonderful thing when you talk about caring for the poor, like this widow. This widow is contributing. That shows in and of itself something is not right. And lastly, I think it's remarkable that Jesus takes the time to sit, that in just 2 days from this, or 2 days ago, prior to this, I should say, he entered in Jerusalem on Palm Sunday with the shouts of Hosanna, and just a few days later, he will be crucified. I think the real point of this, in some cases, is that we are to be like this poor widow. We think that we need to be in giving more, but I think the reality is we are this poor widow. Sin has made it so. Our sin has made it such. And so Jesus, within this, gives of himself as a widow gave the offering. He gave himself out of love, knowing that no matter what, his love would make the difference. It's true. It's not of this world. It's as real as not just his death, but his resurrection. And so as we see this, we see that Jesus sits and watches, but it's not a horrible thing. He sits and watches knowing full well that we are loved, that we are cared for. And what he sees in us, he doesn't see a widow. He sees his bride. His bride, whom he then continually reminds us as he speaks, I do love you. I do forgive you. And this makes us not widows, but we are rich, rich in hope and in love and mercy. So next time you sit and you watch, remind yourself that Jesus sat and watched, and in the midst of this, took time to care for us forever. Have a great day, everybody. Bye now.